Welcome to the third edition of Roll Cougs Weekly. I'm Mason Reuter.
I'm Aiden Voorhees.
And let's talk about what you might have missed in the last week of Cougar Athletics. And we've got a special interview with a couple women's volleyball players at the end of the episode.
Last week, Chatham Women's Volleyball hosted Washington and Jefferson, winning the match 3-1 over the Presidents. Becca Gesner had 19 kills in the match. Ava Plunkard had 44 assists, 3 aces, and 3 blocks. Sierra Ritchie had 36 digs, and Alyssa Leskovac had 14 kills and 19 digs.
On October 16th, men's soccer took on Waynesburg in a 3-3 draw. Scoring for the Cougars was Luke Matzel, scoring his third of the year, which was assisted by Xavier Coppin. Xavier Coppin would then score his 7th goal of the season, assisted by Luke Matzel and Albi Jaffa. Xavier Johnson would score his 2nd of the year, assisted by Xavier Coppin to round out the Cougars' scoring.
Then on Saturday, Chatham traveled to Waynesburg, defeating the Yellow Jackets 3-1. Zoe Bateman had 16 kills and 4 blocks in that one. Ava Plunkard came away with 42 assists, 5 aces, and 21 digs. Alyssa Leskovac had 14 kills and 15 digs to highlight the Cougars. Chatham is now 4-1 in pack play, good for 2nd place behind Allegheny.
Then on October 19th, the Cougars would take on Grove City and fall by a score of 1-0. Scoring for Grove City was Camden Thomas. That puts the men's soccer conference record at 3-2-3 on the season.
Men's and women's swim hosted Allegheny for a meet at the AFC, with the men dropping the meet on Saturday 85-49 and the women falling 133-101. Allie Cohen set a personal best in the 6th dive at 1 meter with a 280.20 score and the 11 dive with a score of 466.35.
And for women's soccer on October 16th, they would take on Waynesburg, where the Cougars would fall by a score of 3-0. And scoring for Waynesburg was Waverly Lorne, Amanda Pepe, and Jules Moorbacher. And then on October 19th, Chatham would once again take the field against Grove City, where the women's team would fall by a score of 4-0, with the goal scorers for Grove City being Tori Stevenson, Marina Hahn, Emma Daly, and Kiara White. That will put the women's soccer record in conference to 1-5-2.
On Thursday, October 24th, the women's volleyball team will take on Geneva at 7 o'clock here at the AFC. Last season, Chatham defeated the Golden Tornadoes 3-2, and Geneva sits in 9th place of the pack with a 1-3 record.
On October 22nd, the women's soccer team will be traveling to Geneva for a 7 o'clock start time, with a head-to-head history of 8-7-2 favoring the Cougars. The last matchup between these two teams was on October 21st, 2023, which ended in a 3-0 Chatham loss. Geneva is currently 1-6 in the conference, 10th spot, one behind Chatham.
On Saturday, October 26th, the men's and women's swim teams will be at Bethany for a tri-match with Bethany and Wheeling at 1 p.m.
And on October 23rd, the men's soccer team will also be traveling to Geneva. The head-to-head history there is 0-4-1 favoring Geneva. The last matchup between these two teams was October 21st, 2023, which ended in a 1-1 draw. Geneva is currently 5-0-2 and 2nd place in the pack, 2 spots ahead of Chatham. On October 26th, the women's soccer team will be taking on St. Vincent at home with a head-to-head history of 8-9 favoring St. Vincent. The last match was October 24th, 2023, which ended in a 2-0 Chatham loss. St. Vincent is currently 6-1 in the pack and 3rd place overall. The men's soccer team will also be taking on St. Vincent with a head-to-head history of 2-2-1. The last match between these two teams was October 25th, 2023, which ended in a 3-0 Chatham win. St. Vincent's currently 8th place in the pack, 4 spots behind Chatham. Both men's and women's ice hockey have exhibition games on October 26th. The men's team taking on Arcadia at 3:30 p.m. and the women's team taking on Stevenson at 3 p.m. Both games are on the road.
All right, we have two special guests here on Roll Cougs Weekly. Sierra Ritchie joins us and Becca Gessner. So Chatham Volleyball is 4-1 in the pack. What are you guys' goals for the rest of the season?
I think the biggest goal would be the PAC championship, of course, but we are a really young team, so I think growing as a team is something that we can we're definitely good at it, but like work on it a little bit more.
I think a big goal that I have like for the team is really focusing on like playing together and playing as one unit for the rest of the season.
You guys had two big wins last week. What was the difference in those matches?
I think honestly, compared to our game against Westminster, kind of like Becca said, just like our togetherness as a team, instead of playing individually as 6 human beings, we work together as one unit, which definitely made a difference.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
So Sierra, you're from Pittsburgh. What's it like playing for a program so close to home?
It's nice. So I commute from home. So it's really nice to kind of separate school and just like going home regularly. So.
And Becca, you're from San Diego. What's it like playing for a program so far away from home?
It's very different from Sierra's experience, obviously. The like style of play is a little bit different, West Coast versus East Coast, but it's really cool like playing with people from all over the country and just like getting to see that different like level and style of play is really neat.
We've got Halloween coming up. Do you guys have any special traditions you guys do?
I wouldn't say traditions, just going out like everyone else does for Halloween, pretty much.
My biggest tradition is to eat a big, big bag of Tootsie Rolls.
So we had a question here that we wanted to know. Who is the better celebrity couple, Paul Skeens and Livy Dunn, or Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift?
Okay, so I think Paul Skeens and Livy Dunn.
Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift for sure.
Why? What's
Okay.
I know Skeens is from Pittsburgh, so you're probably
Yeah. I am not a Taylor Swift fan. I mean, I'm not a hater, but I'm not really a fan, so I don't really keep in touch with the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, but like you said, Paul Skeens, Pittsburgh Pirates, Livy Dunn.
And I don't follow the other two,
Yeah.
but I kind of follow Travis and Taylor a tiny bit, so I'd have to.
NFL sweethearts.
Exactly.
Thanks for watching. I'm Mason Reuter,
I'm Aiden Voorhees.
and we'll talk to you next week.